Hello, friends. Today we're going to be talking about President's Day. We know that a president is someone who is important. We've had presidents for many years, so they're important people in our history. We already know a lot about presidents, but we're going to talk about them some more this week. So, the President of the United States. Who can tell whoever you're sitting with or yourself who our president is? And it just changed, so we'll see who knows who our new president is. All right, so this activating strategy, and this is just for someone you're sitting with, says, can you name any of our presidents? What were they famous for? What are some of the jobs of a president? Those are some things you can talk about with someone you're sitting with right now. So these are just some presidents, and it wants to see if you can recognize any of them. See if you can name those. I recognize some of them. Some of them were from a long time ago. So our question, how have past presidents changed our history and society? I can learn about famous presidents from the past and how they have impacted our lives today. Our vocabulary: president, colonies, elected, Constitution, White House, Washington, D.C., and laws. I bet you guys have heard some of those vocabulary words today. So we have a brain pop for you guys to watch. There's your username and password, so go ahead and watch our brain pop video for today. We're going to talk about George Washington. George Washington was our very first president. And in the brain pop video, you're going to hear some about George Washington and learn about him and how he was important in our history. This is the Washington Monument in Washington, D.C. It's a man-made landmark made to honor George Washington. He was our very first president. So this landmark right here is in Washington, D.C. It's actually not far from the White House. So if you ever go to Washington, D.C., the chances of you seeing this are pretty good. So now it's your turn. You just learned about George Washington. You're going to brainstorm and record facts that you learned about George Washington. You're going to write 5 of those facts in your circle map. For example, you could write first president. That is one fact that you learned. And in your videos, you're going to learn a whole lot of new facts about George Washington. So you need to write 5. And then it says, after learning about George Washington, write at least 5 facts in complete sentences. So first, you're going to write your facts in here. So it could say first president. You're going to have 5. But then right here, you have to write a 5 complete sentences. So number 1 could say, George Washington was our first president. Then you're going to write 4 more sentences. And it says make sure they are complete sentences. Guys, if you could do this on a separate sheet of paper, the sentences, that way we can see your handwriting and how wonderful you're doing. That would be amazing. And then upload a picture. All right, guys, have